Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to another Grounded Flight Testimonial interview. Today we have Shantine Ellison, and today we are going to talk about how she went through both of our programs, Inner Alchemy Academy and Business Alchemy Academy, and what truly transpired. Guys, I am so excited to bring on this phenomenal woman, this phenomenal energy in his lifetime. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Nae, I want you to introduce yourself to the people and tell us where you're from and all that. Go.
Hello, I'm Nae. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, but now I am in Chicago, Illinois. I'm an artist and also the founder of Nae Butter Babies, my product. So yeah.
Cool. So first off, we're going to talk about Inner Alchemy Academy. So my first question for you is how did you even hear about me or hear about the program?
Yeah, so I actually knew Deron through a mutual friend. So I had him on Snapchat, and years later, I was just scrolling through and I had been on this feeling that I needed a mentor. I've been saying that over and over again. And I saw his Snapchat post and it was him with the Alchemy of Self. So I slid up and I was like, hey, are you into spirituality? Do you know about it? He was like, I teach it. So then we ended up having a call, and then I took the leap of faith and here I am now.
Cool. So let's kind of talk about that. So on the call, if you can remember, I know it was about a year ago or so now, but if you could remember on the call, what was that trigger pulling moment for you towards you? You know what, this is, a time investment, financial investment, energetic investment, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it. What was that trigger pulling moment for you?
I think for me, it was just a compound of okay, I've been saying that I've been wanting this for months now, and now it's here, and I didn't even really have to try. It just presented itself to me. And then just how knowledgeable you were and how you really weren't putting pressure on me to do it. You just were totally just explaining okay, what can I do for you? How can this work for me? What are the things that I can gain from this? And yeah, I was man, it was tight, but I was I'm going to invest in myself. I think that's what it was when you were explaining how investing in myself and how that return is going to come back to me in 3 times fold. That's what it was.
Hell yeah. Beautiful. And so what was going on in your life at that time, outside of you asking for a mentor, but emotionally, spiritually, but also job wise, what was going on in your life that also made you want to be you know what, I want to go on this?
So I was at a point where college was ending, and I knew that I had to figure something out because I worked at a 9-to-5 job in mental health services, and I wasn't happy at all. It was very draining to me, and I'm a creative, and I knew that was something that I really wanted to do, but my own self was standing in my way. How anxious I was, my negative self-talk, how I let myself get depressed and just lay in bed all day. So I knew that this would help me do that. Well, actually, I didn't know how much it would help me, but it has helped me tremendously.
Got you. And we're gonna talk about that. So cool. So that's what was the kind of the environment that led you to kind of go in on yourself and invest 100% on yourself. And so during the process, within the first 3 months of us working together, what were some big, powerful shifts or transformations that happened during that process?
For me, the biggest one is when I took that huge leap of faith and I was I'm quitting. Cause when you explain to me okay, the universe has already shown me that my art is successful. I already had proof that people were willing to buy my art. You know, I had commissions already. People were lining up for my stuff. So it was that, and realizing how much that job was draining me. When you said you have to cut out, you have to realize what it is that's holding you back and cut it out. And when I made that connection that my job was one of those things, I really had to be like, oh, I'm doing it and I'm making a decision and I'm going to stay consistent and do it, be an entrepreneur, start my own business, because really it all just is a loop, that feedback loop you're telling me about. It's about action. You get the feedback and then you get your results and then just keep going around and around and around.
Hell yeah. Powerful, powerful, powerful. And so, and also, I also know that because when we were talking, you were saying that you were one of the first kind of people in your family to actually step out and actually to fully be entrepreneurs solely with like entrepreneurship, right? And to all the amazing viewers at home, we're not saying there's nothing wrong with the job, right? Like we're just saying that look like in different spaces and different times, like we got to analyze, okay, what is actually serving us? Is this thing draining me or serving me? If it's draining me, then that means it's draining the energy of your divine mission on this planet, right? And so that's so powerful. And so like, what was also that like, because you were like kind of the first person in your family to be like, you know what, I'm actually stand in this energy of what I bring to this table. How was that as well?
Yeah, so I had seen my mom pursue entrepreneurship as well when I was a kid, but then, kind of fell off. So that was another thing that really allowed me to take that leap. Also, just knowing my work ethic, I think, and just really putting faith in myself that I would be successful and that I am successful at anything that I put my mind to. I think that's what it is. Also having my shea butter business just as like a stability moment, and also allowing myself to be creative in both of those aspects. So
powerful.
yeah.
And any other big transformations that happened like during the process outside of your job?
Yeah, I would say the forgiveness week. That one was very powerful for me because I didn't even realize it, but I was holding a lot of like animosity in my heart towards people in my life. And I realized that, when I perceive someone as doing something wrong to me or something like that, I would be extremely avoidant. I would just be like, okay, cut them out of my life and then I'm done. Don't have to think about that anymore. But it's like, no, like those things affect you every day and it's not good to like burn bridges like that. So when you had me make that list of people that I would want to forgive in my life and gave me the tools to help get through that, it really changed some things for me. Like I was holding on to an argument with a friend for over a year and a half, and that was the first person that I decided to do the forgiveness meditations and the writing exercises with, and now we're good friends again, and I'm very grateful to have her back into my life. So now that I have those tools, I can apply them to like some of the more big hitters like my father and like things like that that have affected me, and still affect me now.
Powerful. And I think that, that is so powerful to like, take it to apply it and then see it heal a relationship in your life. Right. And then, recognizing, because as we get more and more aware of this journey that we're on with trauma, and we've been recognizing that, damn, like we've been living in it almost all our life. And now we're like, now like the whole attic has been, dark, but now we turn a light on and now it's like, yo, okay, this is what is here. So The fact that like you was able to, take that tinier pebble, if you will, of, between you and your friend and heal that relationship, that and now is giving you confidence and impetus to go towards those things, those more long-standing things, right? And this is where like, I tell everybody, like, this is a lifestyle. And then, but like we're empowering you with the tools to be able to apply that and transform these things in your life so that you can transform all the other things and gain your own self-sustainability and power. And so powerful, cool. And so then after the program, right after the first Inner Alchemy Academy program, also one more thing. It's so interesting too, because I remember, because I was just looking at the celebratory text that you sent me of like when you quit your job, and how I made a post, and the post I said like just 1 month of working with me, and the forgiveness week was around week 3. That being said, like I definitely saw that correlation towards, okay, when you opened up, right, your heart to not only just forgiving and to like releasing the things, what else stepped out that door? You see what I'm saying? Like, so what else stepped out that door was like, okay, he was like, okay, I want to like release a little bit. And then hold on, boss ass, and they stepped out. Hold on, wait a second. Hold on. I just need a little bit. I just need a little second. Now I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And one thing I can say is that I don't run away from things that scare me anymore. I use that as a sign to run towards it and conquering it.
Powerful. Hell yeah. And so now we're kind of moving along the like timeline, and now after the program, after Inner Alchemy Academy, right, and after you kind of being out on your own a little bit, like with your business, like what was some transformation like that you saw towards the end of the program, and at that like kind of next stage that you're in?
Yeah, I would say just getting into the routine of like tracking myself and staying organized, like that's been the biggest like physical thing that has changed with me. Realizing how important that is, in like my success. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And on the mental, emotional, and spiritual level, do you see any other effects or compounding effects after the first initial program?
I'm a lot more calm now. Like, and I'm like using my breath and like crystal work and reading and all that stuff to help me stay calm, because I still, like, don't get me wrong, I still get anxious. I still feel doubt, but now I anchor on the tools that you gave me and the things that I've put into my space and habits that I've built to be able to, one, recognize it faster, and two, help correct it without relying on anyone else outside of myself.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm so glad that you said that, because that is such an important note, because, when like people hire a coach or get into coaching, most of the idea is that, okay, like everything will be 100% transformed. And the truth of the matter is that, look, like these things took time to build, to build on themselves over years of just unconscious building by your psyche, just years and years and years. And so like it's about empowering you all with the tools to be okay. One, can we shorten this awareness gap towards before, we may like be depressed or in that downward spiral for 3 to 4, 5 months. So it's now we can catch it in a minute to maybe 10 to maybe an hour to maybe a day. So okay, like I see what's going on. Okay, now because I did my like spiritual training, now I can go back into my like notebook and be like, all right, what tools can I use so I can rewire this and step into that stage of embodiment towards over time by the fulfillment and the discipline and the diligence of those practices, it just now becomes automatic. So glad that you said that, because it's really about like the like self-sustainability, right? And now that you have those tools, just like you said, you was able to now go into your own community and spread that light there. You see what I'm saying? And really start to reform and like rebuild connections there. And so with that being said, that's amazing. And then what was that moment for you after the Inner Alchemy Academy to where you were then like, you know what, I think I want to get into the Business Alchemy Academy and, you know, grow my like business? What was that motivation for you?
Yeah, because like during our Inner Alchemy Academy times, like you still gave me so much advice about my business. So after that track was over, I was like, you know what? Like he has already proven that he can help me in this one area. And I recognize that I need help with my business. You know, I'm doing this alone. And so I was like, I'm just gonna work with him. I was like, I have to, or because I knew that I wanted to elevate myself even further. And so I just had to have faith and take that leap and, you know, do
Hell yeah.
it.
And so, you know, one note I'll add to that for all the amazing viewers at home is that, you know, most of my clients, it's so interesting too, because I've been seeing this trend and it's a beautiful trend. I revel in its glory every single time. Where like once the Inner Alchemy Academy, you know, it's like you kind of build your, like, get your foundation, right? Like obviously, right, there's still things to work through, but you get your foundation. Okay, like where am I in the world? Where am I with myself? Where am I with my healing? How much trauma do I really have? Like, how do I begin to understand myself, understand this new version of myself I want to move into, right? And then once you kind of begin that process, then your purpose get clearer, crystal clear, so sharp it can cut you just by looking, right? And it's like once your purpose then gets clear, then you know some like most of the time like that purpose then is like transformed into like a business. Not all the time it is, but most of the time it is, right? And that I also assist my clients through as well. And so they tell me something like because I remember you know sending us a lot of business texts being like, yo, we just did some crazy stuff. So tell us, what were some business results that you've seen from before, like working me through the business document and then afterwards?
Yeah. So literally after I decided to work with you, I got like 8 commissions, and like coming from like 2 to 3 commissions to like 8 commissions in a shorter period of time. Like, and then I knew I was like, I gotta buckle down. Like, like it's real now. It's getting real. So yeah.
Powerful. That's powerful. So basically, you went from 2 to 3 commissions to about 8 commissions monthly, and now, like, for the viewers watching at home, like, what actually are your like art services? Just because some people may be familiar with commission and like not commission, all stuff like that. So just kind of explain what that is and that stuff.
Yeah, so basically it's when someone like comes to me with interest of wanting a painting or one of my art services, and they would like provide me with a photo or their loved ones or their dog, or really just any idea that they would have or want me to execute. I execute it within 2 to 3 weeks in my schedule. And then I have the return and I have them fill out the form, all that jazz that, we got together, and boom, you got your customized painting from Nae.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And I also want to talk about something as well because we attract like a lot of empaths that we work with, and not only just empaths, but people who are on a spiritual journey. And sometimes like especially and you can also not be an empath and still struggle with your own work and stuff like that, right? But it's like what I also notice is that as I teach more and more business clients, that sales and the actual art of that. And I remember our sales conversation because because in doing that process, one of your like things like, okay, like how do I actually get more commissions? Like, and how do I actually do that? And I kind of broke down some of those ways. And I remember when I kind of showed you my kind of sales process. And I remember you was like, whoa, that just kind of opened my eyes in terms of how I handle objections and how I do all these things. And if you can just touch on one note about that, how did your confidence and your salesmanship improve when you were out there in your energy?
Mhm. I think it's the main thing is you telling me I need to channel my alpha energy. Like I'm the one who has the talent. I'm the one who people are lining up for my painting. So I need to treat people just like that, you know, and how like I need to put value on myself and sit in that, you know, and because my stuff is worth thousands of dollars, you know, so allowing myself to be able to say that and not be afraid or not be, you know, shy about, yes, this painting is $600. Yes, this painting is $800. Like, yes. Period.
And that is just so powerful too, because right now like going back to, you know, when you was back at that job, right, and you had a few commissions, you know, back and forth, but you know, you would kind of steal the job and trying to like, you know, make so much progress at that job and trying to help the junior, help people with the job. And then, you know, to going from that and being not confident to fully stand in that energy of like, wait a second. I am an outpost of the divine, right? Like I literally use my intuition and I'm able to create different things, bring pieces and ideas to life. Like that's a very integral thing in society and community, you know, and you standing in your God-given talents and your God-given energy and expanding, right, your like presence to whereas now you're like, yes, this is what I am worth. And this is, you know, what I and who and the energy that I have that naturally is inside of me, right? That's the energy right there, right? Like that is where all the money comes from. I was watching this like training the other day, and it was talking about how money is the evidence of energy exchange. And like not to get like too like deep into like all the stuff like that, but one of the most powerful things is that when money is backed by the labor of the people, that means that the money that you want, you already have the energy inside to possess it. Woo! Snap. Now what that means is, see, I just jumped because now what that means is that now that you have the energy to possess it, only thing you gotta do is harness that thing at the right angle, at the right temperature, at the right speed, to where now you're able to like allow that divine intuition to flow through you and create a product and service that's literally a being of light, a ball of light, a service of light, a art piece of lights, to so that then, you know, somebody can give that exchange in value, right? That is powerful, man. Now that you know that, no one can take it away from you. That's the cool part.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like that's the most empowering thing about being an entrepreneur. Like, you're never broke because you create your own wealth and there's no limit to how much that you can make. It's just about you applying yourself and doing the necessary steps to make that happen. And that is solely dependent on your mindset. You know, if you're constantly thinking negatively, if you're like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, yada yada, like you're not going to. But if you put those positive words into action and you do it over time, you can't help but to be successful. So
hell yeah. Awesome. And to kind of like wrap up and to kind of like, you know, finish this powerful conversation, like if you know, if there's an entrepreneur or empath or someone, you know, who wants to just transform themselves either from a mental, emotional, spiritual standpoint or a business standpoint, like what would you tell them about the not only just, you know, just the program, but the community that, you know, we have built? What would you tell somebody, man? Talk to me. What would you tell somebody?
yes, actually, I have from this book, this is my Bible. It's basically my notes from working with Deron. And I see in like week 4? You told me to do that. So I'm gonna read what I had said at that point.
Tell me.
I said, what would I say to someone joining? I said, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. This is therapy, but a much more holistic approach. You know, and what I do is I've gathered a family now and community, and I realized how strong this family is. And I said that this has already been a priceless experience. So, and that was before the reprogramming track. That was just the healing track. you know,
Yeah.
and Deron has given me 2 more on top of just the healing track to go off of. So I would say now, like, just don't give up. You know, don't be afraid to invest in yourself and have faith in your own abilities to change your paradigm, because it really, you know, it's not going to be easy. No, you're going to be facing yourself, your old habits all the time. I still face my own habits today, but I have the confidence to be able to say, okay, pick it up and you're going to do better next week, or, you know, next hour, next minute. You know, it's not about what you just did. It's about how you react to it. You realize that you are this way and you correct. And that's just the important part, you know.
Yo, that is so powerful. That's so powerful because one is that like the idea, right, that okay, in week 4 and now like in Alchemy Academy it's a 3-month university, y'all, and so 1/3 of the way through the first program, not even Business Alchemy, we ain't talking about that yet. Just the 1/3 of the first program, you already said that this was a priceless experience. And that is just so like I am so much humble and honored and like gratitude to hear that. And you know, she said a few things that I just want to clarify for all the viewers that may not know what she said, because one, alchemy of self, right? That is one of the most powerful tools that I share with my like clients to help them truly bridge that gap between where they are now and where they want to be at. And then when they see the same things that they said, those first weeks start coming true, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, then it just becomes a beautiful ride that you can just continue to go on. Then the healing track and the reprogramming track, right? Like in the program, like it's kind of broken into 2 halves, right? And this is kind of the overall gist of it, right? We want to transform the inner pain to inner peace first, before we even touch the mind. We want to touch the heart. We want to transform the heart space. Because once we get your energy back up, once we get your energy back jumping like it's normally naturally supposed to be, now we can actually do something with the mind. Yeah. Now we can actually use that energy to actually penetrate the mind in different ways that was before stubborn and like very ego placed. Okay, now we can bring that childlike, divine-like energy and light and heal those dark places of the mind. That's alchemy, right? And so that's what we teach in the program and community in the university. And also one more thing, because I know that there would be like a lot of people in the community watching this event as well. Like, what would you say to somebody that is in the community right now, that is either in week 1 or week 4 or week 6 or week 8 or whatever? Like what would you say to somebody in the training, in their spiritual dojo with us right now? What would you say to them?
I would say, don't forget to give yourself grace. That's one of the biggest things. And congratulations for taking that leap and allowing yourself to be unfuckwittable, you know. You know, I'm very happy that you were able to work with Deron and continue to work with Deron. He's a fabulous person. And so have faith in that leap, you know, have faith in your decision to invest in yourself and continue to keep working at it. It's a journey that's never ending. So as long as you don't give up, you know, my favorite quote is, true failure is only when you give up. So yeah.
Powerful. Wow. Power thing. And one last thing before we wrap up, I know that you talked about your art, and her artwork is amazing, y'all. Like when I post this on YouTube, I put all her information down below, so y'all can just okay. But something else, okay, that me and my partner Caitlin have both been able to experience is her Nae butter, and let me tell you, oh my god, it is so amazing. So real quick, Nae, just so that we can make sure that all your plugs are plugged, all your sockets are plugged, okay? Just to make sure, tell us about the Nae butter, girl, and yeah, talk to us.
Yeah, so this is my shea butter whip. I don't know if you can see it. Is it clear?
Hold on. Yeah.
Yes, so I call it Nae Butter Baby, and it is a all natural mix of oils that I make myself that you can use on your skin or even your hair as well for moisture. And so this also has some healing properties. So if you have like dry, cracked skin, eczema, stretch marks, anything like that, you apply this every day and it'll help with all of those things. And I really make sure that my consistency is nice. So if you can see, it's nice and buttery. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, and just soaks right on into your skin. But yeah, and I have my page and I'm working on my website right now. On Instagram, it is at Nae Butter Baby. And then
Yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. I'm telling y'all, like I just have to get some more because we ran out. And so yeah.
Oh, no, that's unacceptable.
Out. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Yo, thank you so much for saying, because you said so many jewels, and I just want to recap, guys, like for the amazing viewers watching at home. Yes, I don't care if you scrolling through YouTube at like 3 a.m. in the morning, like can't sleep, then this training is exactly for you. You in the exact place, at the exact time, the exact moment to hear this exact message, and that is that what she said was that like yes, like those doubts still comes up because like it's been a decades long battle, right? But now she got those tools, right? Because before the depression, the darkness, the dark spirals, they would beat her up, right? They were like, kind of jump her. But now, by her delving into that dark attic of herself, meaning the parts of herself, right, that like she wasn't aware of, by her delving into that, she found a motherfucking sword of life. And now she's able to truly, now with these these like things that has been like in her psyche, in her headspace for years through like, all these different things. Now she's able to actually combat them and actually have a tool belt and a shield and a soldier and a paradigm and a strategy plan to go out there and truly actualize her life. Right. And so I'm so glad that you made that investment and that leap. Because if you didn't, you would not be here in your freedom.
I would still be working at that little stanky job.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so this will be on all platforms. And then yes, have a beautiful day, Nae. Also, I know that you have an event coming up, correct? Did you want to plug that too?
Yes.
Okay, all the suckers, girl, come on, all the suckers, come on.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I am hosting my first event in Chicago, Illinois, and it is a paint and sip / pop-up shop. So we're gonna have 10 vendors selling their product from St. Louis and Chicago, and be selling the work of other entrepreneurs. And then I'm also going to be hosting the paint and sip portion. So tickets are $35 for the paint and sip experience. And I have $5 for just entry if you want to shop. This will be drinks. There's going to be food. It's going to be good time, music, good vibes, and just supporting Black business. You love to see it.
Yes. Hell yeah. That's so incredible. Give me all that information. I'm gonna put it all in your bio down below. Yes, congratulations. We'll see you at the next community event. Y'all, the community events are just so powerful, y'all. And I want y'all to shop with Nae, right? Like try out some of her butters. Like if you have an idea or an art idea that you feel me that you want to give to somebody as a sentimental thing, right? Like if you want to switch it up instead of giving like your mom or your father or anybody the same present, and if you want to give them something that they can't get in stores. Ooh, if you want to give them, hold on, I gotta say that again. Hold on. Okay, I just have to run back and forth. If you want to give them something that they cannot get in stores, one and only place, and on her IG, and I will give you all that. So yes, thank you so much for coming in and being gracious and being giving with your story, your vulnerabilities, what you have been transforming and triumphing and working through. And I just want to honor your journey, and I want you to continue going, Soldier. And yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I wanted to also say thank you for always being there to support me in the moments where I feel my lowest. You always just find a way to bring that light back into me and remind me that that light resides within. So I just want to say I'm very grateful for you. Thank you.
It is truly a pleasure in this lifetime. All right, I'll catch you later.